Hi, good guys. Welcome to my channel. It's me, J, and we are back again to discuss another topic. Today, I want to talk about Nigeria. Nigeria is a country I'm very passionate about because that's the country of my birth. That's the country I was born. That's the country I was raised. That's the country I'm from. That's the country of my ancestors. So I'm very passionate about everything Nigeria. I am going to have an entire series just talking about Nigeria. But it's so unfortunate that I'm going to be talking about Nigeria in that series, speaking to the problems of Nigeria. Because if you remember, if you just think of Nigeria, what comes to mind is the issues of Nigeria, whether it be corruption, whether it be decades of military rule, whether it be oppression. There's always something to talk about in Nigeria, but it's all tied to corruption. I There's this burning issue right now about insecurity um, in Nigeria, especially as regards to the herdsmen issue. And right now, what's hot right now, what's been talked about a lot right now, is this issue um, of Sunday Igboho and the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, and the order of arrest on Sunday Igboho by Seyi Makinde and every person who was in a gathering with Sunday Igboho as they seek to actually dispense justice for themselves by themselves. The people of Nigeria have got to a point where they are frustrated. They're frustrated with the government, and they're just doing anything they can to survive. They've for decades tried to find work for themselves, tried to find food for themselves, and right now they are left to find security for themselves. What more? What more can you expect from the people? The people are tired. The government have to come in, and there's a lot that has to happen. I was just going through the news this morning, and I saw conflicting reports. I saw reports that the governor for your state ordered the arrest of Sunday Igbo and the people that work with him. And I heard a conflicting report that the arrest has actually been carried out. I will confirm and come back and discuss. But let's talk about Nigeria. I just want to use the opportunity to talk about Nigeria because I can't narrow it down to just the issue of Seyi Makinde and Sunday Igboho alone, or a Western Nigeria issue, or a Fulani headsman issue alone. But I will just try to keep it around the discussion of the Fulani headsmen and what they're doing. We as Nigerians should try to look at this holistically if we are going to deal with this issue. These Fulani people that we talk about, because I see the bitterness with which people talk about these guys, I see the anger in their eyes, I see the way they talk about these people like they're aliens, like they're not Nigerians. These Fulani guys are Nigerians. They have been living in Nigeria. They have been supplying most of the beef that's consumed in that country through the same method that they're using even now. But now, from what I understand, it has got to another level. It has got to another level for a number of reasons. It's also tied to climate change. Grazing areas in the northern part of Nigeria has reduced drastically, and now these people are forced to come down south to graze their cattle. So that is one part of it. Nigerian government has to do more about this climate change issue and afforestation of the north. Nigerian government has to do more about that. But again, this also comes to a cultural issue. The Fulani people and the northern headsmen of Nigeria have to know that we have come to a point as a society where they cannot rely on centuries old methods of grazing their cattle. They cannot it's not even ideal anymore. They can't keep traveling from northern Nigeria with the cattle down to the south and just grazing everywhere in between. It cannot be sustained. They have to come to that realization that it cannot be sustained and seek modern methods. You can have a ranch. You can source feed for your cattle because what you're doing is a business. You're grazing, you're giving your cattle feed, and you're selling your cattle for profit. And you don't want anybody to come between you and your business. But you cannot also come between people and their business. The farmers you go to destroy their property, that is their livelihood. Most of them, that is their business. And it's now like two businessmen at each other's throat. You know, you're destroying their property and they're trying to protect their property. So people from northern Nigeria, the herdsmen should know this. You are destroying people's property if you do what you're doing. That is even for the sane ones. The ones who absolutely do not even know what they're doing, are going as far as raping the people, raping women in communities where they fight people for grazing land. This cannot continue. This cannot continue. So when I see an arrest issued by a governor on a citizen that is working with his people to protect their community, it is very, very sad, especially when it is in a country where the government has failed completely to protect the citizenry. This is sad. This is problem upon problem. It cannot continue. It cannot be sustained. Nigeria has to re-examine itself. Leadership has to re-examine itself. True federalism has to be practiced in that country so that governors can really have powers, especially when it comes to security, as is in the case that we are discussing right now. A governor should have real control of their police. A governor should know what is required in his community and be able to create a police and direct a police to actually, a police force now, to actually carry out their duty of maintaining law and order. But this is where we fail. There's a total disconnect between what is going on ground and the authorities that command the security apparatus, the security outfit. What kind of respect are we enjoying when people cannot even enjoy themselves? When people cannot even live in peace? Don't forget, if Nigeria disintegrates, it is the same people that constitutes the Nigeria of today that are going to constitute those little bits. And it's going to be worse for everybody. Because then you have a small country that is also very corrupt. You have a small country that comes with all the Nigerian baggage. Things are not going to change overnight just because you have pulled out of the Nigerian arrangement. So we should start to talk to each other. We should start to tell each other the truth. We should start to look forward and look ahead. There's so much to talk about Nigeria, and that's why I was talking about doing a whole series about Nigeria. There's other talk about a revolution. A revolution now. A revolution immediately. Nigeria requires a revolution for change. No, that is the talk of people who have actually given up. Giving up on the idea that we are still forming and we are going to get somewhere. Giving up on the proper way to do things. Don't forget that where Nigeria is now, we yearned for years to get there. We had decades of military rule and we just wanted some semblance of democracy. We just wanted democracy. And then we work with it. Now we have democracy. It's our duty to perfect this democracy. It's our duty to move our nation forward in this democracy. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. But we need to talk to each other. We need to tell each other the truth. Not this truth that comes from a frustrated place. I understand that people are frustrated. People are hungry. And when you're hungry, honestly, you are angry. Honestly, everybody around you is your problem. But we have to sit down as a nation and really examine the options that we are calling for. Nigeria should not disintegrate. Nigeria should remain one strong country, and Nigeria should start considering how they can improve. One way is true federalism. So Nigerians should be talking about true federalism. Now that they've won democracy, we should be talking about true federalism. And how do we get there? Not through a revolution, but through organizing. So you see, I'm talking about not disintegrating, but true federalism. I'm also talking about No revolution, but organizing. What are the youth doing? There's no job after all. Knock on doors. Put your people together. Tell the government today that you have the numbers. Change them. Every seat from the top to the bottom. Fill them with the youth. Fill them with people who really believe in your ideology. People who really believe that federalism should be practiced to its fullest in Nigeria. If we really do this, this is not to say all the challenge will go away overnight, but we will be taking ourselves as a nation closer to where we ought to be. And this is not just to rant. This is food for thought. There's a lot we need to really sit back and think about as a people in that country. Where do we want to go? It's not just to say the Igbos are a problem, the Hausas are a problem. Oh, see, Yorubas are our problem. Oh, the minority groups are probably the problem. Oh, corruption alone is a problem. No, it's a mix of so many things. Or is this class of people that's our problem? So I will do a complete series to talk about the problems of Nigeria and my thoughts, my opinions on how these can be resolved. And I would like to also get feedback. I would like to see in your comments what you think. What you think about my contribution. Because this is my contribution to my great country. These are my contributions. Nigeria should wake up. Nigeria cannot keep doing this that we're doing. We cannot keep doing it. The police should do what is right. The government right now should hold those accountable for destroying people's property. Because if you take your cattle to destroy people's farm produce and their farmlands and their crops, then you have destroyed property, and you should be held accountable for destroying property. So a herdsman is not just a criminal. This is what we should understand, and this is what those who are seeking justice in the West right now should understand. A man is not just a criminal because he's a Fulani or because he's a herdsman. He becomes a criminal when he destroys property. And when he destroys property, we should try to get the government involved, to get the police involved, to do their job of starting prosecution against him for destroying property. If he kills because he wants to perpetuate this destruction, he becomes a murderer and he should go in for it. It's easy to say. I know why people are taking laws into their hand, because you say, which police are you going to call? They're not going to come. Which government are you talking about? The same government we're talking about? But that's not going to mean you should join the government to do what is wrong. Two wrongs cannot make a right. We still must do things the right way. Go through the right channels. And let's now start talking about the government. What should the government do? The government right now should step up security in the West. Should step up security in every community that is complaining about this invasion of these herdsmen. If the government of Nigeria can have security to guide the oil pipelines, I remember when the oil pipelines were in trouble, there was security mobilized to protect the oil pipelines in Nigeria. These farms right now are in trouble. Security, whether it be the police or the armed forces or however you want to do it, the appropriate security should be deployed to protect this property. Because we're talking about protecting life and property. Lives are being lost now. Property is being lost now. And we have the government at the top that is failing woefully. So I'm calling on the government right now in this talk to actually set up security whichever way they can do it, to be deployed to protect farmlands until this crime of invasion and destruction of property is actually brought to a minimum at least. Until we start seeing improvement, until this trend starts to go away, the government has to come in and actually help these farmers and actually do their duty of protecting lives and property. They can't sit down and just say, we don't know what's going on there. They can't sit down and just talk and talk. They have to do the work they were elected to do. The president has to constitute a security team for this. Because let me tell you something. The oil is just as important as these crops that are being destroyed. It is Nigerians who consume these crops. It is Nigerians who sell these crops. This is the business some people do to send their children to schools. It is lives being destroyed, futures being destroyed when these farms are destroyed. Just the way it is the economy and it's the future of Nigeria that's been destroyed when our oil pipeline is being attacked. So this is important. The government should put its mind in the right place, and the people should put their minds in the right place. And if this government fails, the people should organize and take the government out through the ballot. Should organize and take the government out when the next elections come. That's all the people can do. This is the government you voted for. This is the government you get. So until you get a chance again to vote them out or keep them in power, whatever you think they deserve, you should be organizing. Until you go to vote again, knock on doors. People who are thinking the way you are thinking, that Nigeria cannot remain like this, bring them together. Form a political party. Join a political party. Whichever way you want to do it, let your voice be heard from the bottom up and tell these people that the country cannot continue the way it has been going. That you have a say too. That you are a Nigerian. This is the way forward, and this is the only way forward. Any other way is going to lead to destruction of that great country. But I don't believe Nigeria is going to be destroyed. I believe there's a grace on Nigeria. I believe Nigerians are special people who have endured a lot. And there's somewhere, this is a journey. But we have to tell each other the truth, the real truth, the truth that is going to bring lasting solutions to our problem, not a quick fix and then create more problems. That country has endured a civil war, and the civil war added to the problems of Nigeria, compounded the problems of Nigeria, and brought us to where we are now, was part of it. A revolution is going to make it even worse. Another war is going to make it even worse. Disintegration is going to make it even worse. So Nigerians should know what they have, that strength in their size. People are thinking about coming together. Nations are coming together to form a strong economic bloc. And you're thinking about disintegrating the power that you have. It is not wise. Nigerians should be wise and make wise decisions. And people who are in position, people who have the medium to talk to people, should stop using their medium and their platforms to sow hatred and ideas that will make Nigerians further frustrated or make Nigerians think the solution is disintegration. The Fulani man is a Nigerian, the Hausa man is a Nigerian, the Igbo man is a Nigerian, the Yoruba man is a Nigerian, the Esan man, the Edo man, the Ijaw man, the Shekiri man, the Bibio man, the Tiv man, the Doma man. We are all Nigerians. Whether you're from Jos, whether you're from Bauchi, whether you're from Borno, Sokoto, we're all Nigerians. And when we are outside our country, wherever we meet, we salute each other as Nigerians. We only remember we are Nigerians when we are in Nigeria fighting each other. And it's high time we stop fighting each other and start to think of how we can work together and face these challenges that we have. These challenges of corruption, imperialism, these challenges of low level of investments, especially within the country, poverty. These are the challenges we are having. Generational poverty. These are the problems we are having. And we can start to talk and bring each other up as a country. So this is what we should be facing. This is what we should be doing. Not fighting each other, not destroying. Another problem we have is the problem of education. Because part of the reason we are even having this herdsmen issue in the first place is the level of education in the north. No matter the poverty, that will come to Southerners, for example, they will not go to North to destroy because there's opportunity there. They will not do that because they know. But the people from the North, they don't understand this because of the level of education. Most of these headsmen are not educated. I know it's compounded by the issue of people who don't even care about Nigeria because they are Nigerians. They're probably headsmen who are not even Nigerians and don't care. But these people are still Africans. If Nigeria becomes a great powerhouse, a lot of people from Niger are going to come and live in Nigeria. They're going to migrate somehow. It's just like Mexico and the United States. The United States is a powerhouse. A lot of people are crossing the border and becoming American citizens from Mexico. A lot of people cross the border from Niger and become Nigerian citizens. And they are our African brothers. They are our African brothers. These borders are actually artificial. They were created by foreigners for us. And then even within the system that we are trying to further create borders. And then when we have smaller units and we cannot get along, we're going to disintegrate those smaller units into even smaller units. We have to be sensible. We have to know what our real problems are if we are to really solve them. Go ahead, organize, knock on doors, bring people with like minds together, have them in large numbers, and then let your voice be heard. This is what you can do. This is what you can do as Nigerian people. So that through federalism, a system where a governor has his own police outfit, maybe local governments will even have their police outfits, so that if local governments had their policemen and the state has their policemen, don't you think it would have been easy to deploy these people to these farms for protection, at least for now, instead of private citizens trying to do it themselves? So before I end this video, I want to actually use this medium to call on the governor for your state to really understand what the issue is, and whatever call he has made for arrests of people who are involved in trying to protect themselves, that decision should be reversed. If these people have already been arrested, they should be released immediately, with this understanding that these people are just trying to protect themselves. What else? What do you expect them to do if you have failed to protect them? What do you expect these people to do? This is what they're doing. And that's why they're seeming like heroes. That's why they're heroes. I see the comments on social media. I see the comments online. I see how people see these champions of community preservation. They're just preserving their communities, preserving lives, protecting themselves. And they are champions. They are heroes for doing so, because they are filling the void that the government, the elected government, has failed to fill. So let this be a warning. And as I said, I'll be back here to discuss more burning issues and the problems in Nigeria and how we can actually make it better. Until then, good people, my name is Ehizuje. Be good to each other. Thank you.